Ah, rejection. A slap in the face, isn't it? It stings, burns, and makes you question everything. But what if I told you that rejection is not the end? What if I told you it's just the beginning? We've all been there. That moment when everything you've worked for crumbles. You give your all, you believe in it, and then, bam, you're met with rejection. It hurts, like nothing you've ever felt. The questions flood your mind. Was I not good enough? Did I fail? What did I do wrong? But listen, there's a bitter truth in rejection that most don't see. Rejection isn't your death sentence. It's not the end of your story. It's simply a redirection. Rejection is the storm that tests the roots of your foundation. You either break or you grow stronger. It's a test. The storm will either drown you or it will shake you to your core and force you to stand tall. When you feel that sting, that rejection, the urge to quit, to give in, it's real. It's all-consuming. But here's the catch. Rejection isn't personal. It's not a reflection of your worth. It's not a statement about who you are as a person. It's simply a test of how badly you want to rise. Think about it. Every single person who's ever risen to the top, who's ever built something extraordinary, has faced rejection. Every single one. It wasn't a smooth road. It was filled with setbacks, failures, and more rejection than you could imagine. But the ones who make it, they don't let rejection define them. They use it. They use it as fuel. They take the sting and turn it into power. Because here's the truth, my friend. Rejection is not the end. It's the beginning. It's the moment you either step up or fall back. You've felt that pain, right? You've been knocked down. The world told you no, but that doesn't mean it's over. Far from it. It's a moment, a small piece of the greater picture that's unfolding for you. Rejection is an invitation to dig deeper, to get better, to move forward when everything inside of you wants to quit. Think about the last time you were rejected. How did it make you feel? Angry? Hurt? Disappointed? Now think about what you could do with that emotion, that energy. Could it fuel something greater? Could it push you to work harder? To prove everyone wrong? Rejection has one job: to make you question your path, to see if you really want what you're chasing, to separate the ones who are willing to fight from those who aren't. Here's your reality check. Rejection does not define you. It's just a moment, a single chapter in your journey. What comes after rejection? That's up to you. Let's face it, rejection isn't fun. It's not supposed to be. It's not easy to swallow. But if you can take that hit and keep moving forward, you'll realize something. You'll realize that rejection isn't a wall. It's just a door waiting to be opened. And guess what? It's locked for a reason. That rejection, it's there to show you. You're not ready yet. You're being shaped, molded, refined. And when the time comes, when you push through, when you break that barrier, watch out. Because those same people who rejected you, they won't know what hit them. Society has a way of selling us a lie. A very seductive lie. The lie that rejection means you're not good enough. The lie that if you don't succeed right away, you're a failure. And if you buy into that narrative, you'll spend your life chasing something that isn't even real. Because rejection, it's not a reflection of your worth. It's a sign that you're on the right path. But let me ask you, What if success isn't what we've been told it is? The glitter of success can blind you. Society parades it like a shiny trophy at the end of the race. We're conditioned to think that if you're not holding that shiny trophy in your hand, you've failed. But what if I told you that success isn't that easy? That trophy is nothing but the result of countless failures, hard work, and rejection. We've all seen the Instagram posts, the LinkedIn updates, the articles that glorify the end result. They did it. They made it. But what you're not seeing is the real story behind that image, behind that headline. The hours of sacrifice, the struggles, the doubts, the rejection. Take Steve Jobs, for example, one of the most iconic figures of modern innovation. He was fired from the company he built. Apple, the very company he created, was the place that kicked him out. Yet, he didn't let that rejection define him. Instead, he took that failure, that rejection, and used it to build the very empire he was once ousted from. Now, we can't even imagine the tech world without him. Or look at J.K. Rowling. She was rejected by 12 different publishers before someone finally decided to take a chance on Harry Potter. Imagine that. The world's most successful author was almost written off by the industry. But what if she had listened to those rejections? What if she'd given up? Then there's Walt Disney, who was told he lacked creativity. He was rejected countless times before finally making his dream a reality. Disney. The name itself is synonymous with success, but his path to greatness wasn't paved with a series of green lights. It was rejection after rejection, until one day it wasn't. This is the truth we often forget. Success doesn't happen overnight. It isn't just handed to you. It's built on the foundation of failure, rejection, and perseverance. The truth is, success isn't a straight line. It's a curve, a zigzag of setbacks and overcoming obstacles. If you're not facing rejection, maybe you're not pushing hard enough. Think about this. What if failure isn't really failure? What if it's just the universe's way of forcing you to grow? A test of your resilience, a chance for you to learn what doesn't work so you can figure out what does. So stop buying into the illusion. Success isn't this glittering, unreachable thing. It's the culmination of everything you've endured. And rejection? That's just part of the process. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you can begin to grow, to evolve, and to ultimately succeed. Every rejection carries a lesson with it. Some lessons are obvious, others are buried deep under the weight of pain and disappointment. But make no mistake, every rejection teaches you something valuable. If you're not learning from it, you're stuck. And the worst thing you can do is stay stuck in the same place, never evolving. So, what are these lessons? What does rejection really teach you? Rejection is the chisel, and you're the stone. It's going to hurt. It's going to leave marks, scars. But those marks, those scars, they're shaping you into something stronger, more refined. Think about it. No sculptor creates a masterpiece without chiseling away at the stone, removing pieces that don't belong, refining what remains. Rejection is exactly that. It's uncomfortable. It's painful. But it's necessary. It's shaping you into something better, something more resilient. Every time you face rejection, you're forced to look at yourself honestly. What went wrong? What could you have done better? Where are your weaknesses? The truth is, rejection is a mirror. It forces you to reflect. It shows you the areas where you need to improve, whether it's your skills, your mindset, or your approach. And if you're willing to face that mirror, you'll uncover parts of yourself that you didn't even know existed. Parts that you need to strengthen if you want to keep moving forward. Rejection is a catalyst for growth. It pushes you beyond your comfort zone, forces you to evolve, and challenges you to dig deeper than you ever thought possible. Personal growth doesn't happen when everything is easy. It happens in the moments of struggle, of discomfort. When you're rejected, you have two choices. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. The choice is yours. But remember, growth comes from the discomfort. It comes from the moments when you feel like giving up, but you choose to push through anyway. Take a look at any success story, and you'll find that growth was born in discomfort. Whether it was a failed business venture, a relationship that didn't work out, or a job opportunity that slipped through your fingers, those moments of rejection led to something greater. They pushed those individuals to evolve, to find a better way. And eventually, they succeeded. But they only succeeded because they learned from their rejection, not because they ran from it. Here's a simple example. Imagine you're rejected from a job you've been working towards for months. You're devastated, of course. But you take a step back and you ask yourself, what did I miss? What did I learn from this? Maybe it's that you weren't as prepared as you thought. Maybe it's that you need to refine your skills. Or maybe it's that your confidence wasn't where it needed to be. That rejection, it showed you where you needed to grow. It exposed your weak points. And if you're smart, you'll use that knowledge to come back stronger the next time. Rejection is the universe's way of telling you that you're not where you need to be yet. But here's the kicker. It's also preparing you for something greater. It's pushing you to become the person you need to be in order to handle what's coming. The universe isn't rejecting you. It's redirecting you. It's preparing you for the greater things that lie ahead. Things that you might not be ready for just yet, but you will be soon. So don't run from rejection. Embrace it. Learn from it. And let it mold you into the person you need to be to achieve the success you're destined for. Comfort is the silent killer. It creeps in quietly, making you feel safe, making you feel secure. But underneath that safety, it's eating away at you, slowly draining your potential. Comfort is what keeps you stuck. It's the enemy of growth, the prison of mediocrity. When you're comfortable, you stop reaching, you stop striving, you stop living up to your full potential. And that's dangerous. After rejection, it's easy to fall into the trap of comfort. The sting of rejection is sharp. It cuts deep. And in response, you want to shield yourself from that pain. So you settle. You accept less than you deserve, telling yourself it's okay. Maybe you start a job that doesn't inspire you. Maybe you accept a relationship that doesn't value you. You tell yourself it's enough, just to avoid the fear of facing further rejection. But what you're really doing is accepting mediocrity. You're choosing comfort over growth. And in doing so, you're robbing yourself of what could be. Comfort zones breed mediocrity. They make you feel safe, but they don't make you better. They don't challenge you to push beyond your limits. They keep you in a stagnant state, where nothing ever changes and nothing ever improves. Mediocrity becomes the norm, and before you know it, that's the life you're living. It's a life that's less than what you deserve. but it feels easier. It feels safer. But deep down, you know it's not enough. You know you were meant for more. Here's the truth. Rejection is not a punishment. It's a catalyst. It's a wake-up call that tells you to stop living in this false reality of comfort. Rejection pushes you to move beyond the safety net, to leave the comfortable space you've settled into and face the fear of the unknown. It challenges you to rise above your insecurities and take the risk of rejection again, because only through that will you find true success. Without rejection, you'll never reach the heights you're capable of. It's the fire that forges the strongest steel. It's the hammer that shapes you into the person you need to be, to seize the opportunities you've been avoiding. Are you willing to accept a life that's less than what you deserve, just to avoid the pain of rejection? Are you willing to stay stuck in your comfort zone, forever pretending that the easy life is the best life? If you let rejection stop you, if you allow the fear of failure to keep you in your comfortable little bubble, you'll never break free. And if you don't break free, you'll be trapped in that stagnant existence forever. And that, my friend, is a death sentence. Rejection isn't the end. It's the beginning of something greater. But you have to get comfortable with discomfort. You have to learn to embrace rejection as part of the journey, not as the end of it. The only way to truly succeed is to push past the fear, break free from the comfort, and keep moving forward, no matter how many rejections you face, because each one brings you closer to your true potential. When one door closes, another one opens. But let me tell you, it's not always easy to see that other door when you're staring at the one that's just slammed in your face. Rejection has a way of blinding you, doesn't it? The pain, the disappointment, the feeling that you've been left behind. It makes it hard to see anything but what you've lost. But here's the hard truth. What you think you've lost, you were never meant to keep. Rejection is not the end. It's the universe's way of pushing you towards something greater. The redirection begins. The closed door is not a punishment. It's a sign. It's a nudge. A message that you're meant for more than what you're chasing. If you've ever been rejected from something you thought you couldn't live without, look back now. Didn't you eventually realize that rejection was the best thing that ever happened to you? Maybe not immediately, maybe it took time, but in hindsight, it was exactly what you needed. The universe, God, fate, or whatever you believe in, doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you need to grow. And sometimes that means taking away what you thought you couldn't live without. Think about your own life. How many times have you been rejected only to discover that, in the end, it was the best thing that could have happened? Maybe it was a job you didn't get that led you to a career you love. Maybe it was a relationship that ended, making way for a love that actually nourished you. Maybe it was the rejection from a friend or colleague, showing you that the people who truly matter will never leave your side. Each time you were knocked down, did you not rise stronger? Did you not learn something you needed to learn? So ask yourself, what if this rejection is just the universe getting you ready for something bigger? What if this is the push you needed to get out of the situation that wasn't serving you, to prepare you for what you truly deserve? Rejection is not a barrier. It's a bridge. It's a bridge that leads you to your next chapter, your next opportunity, your next level of growth. But You can't see that from where you are now, can you? You can't see the beauty of the other side when you're focused on the pain of the present. Take a step back, look at the bigger picture, and realize that rejection is never a dead end. It's always, always a redirection. The path may not be clear right now, but trust that it's leading you somewhere better. Patience is the price of success, and rejection is the currency. You want to succeed, don't you? You want to prove everyone wrong, to rise above the rejection and claim what you deserve. But let me tell you something. It's not going to happen overnight. Rejection will test your patience. It will push you to the edge and make you question whether it's all worth it. And in those moments, when everything feels like it's falling apart, you need to remember this. Patience is the bridge between rejection and success. Think about it. The seed doesn't sprout the day you plant it. You don't just toss a seed in the ground and expect it to grow into a tree the next morning. No, it takes time. It takes nurturing, care, and unwavering belief that what you've put in the ground will eventually sprout. Success is no different. You plant the seed of your efforts, your dreams, your ambitions, and you wait. You wait through the rejection, through the pain, through the doubt. And while you wait, you nurture it. You water it with hard work. You let it bask in the sunlight of perseverance. And eventually, the seed will sprout. But that doesn't happen without patience. Most people don't have the stomach for it. When rejection hits, they want to quit. They want to throw in the towel and give up on their dreams because they think it's too hard. They think it's not worth it. But that's the difference between the ones who succeed and the ones who fall by the wayside. The successful are the ones who stand tall after rejection. They're the ones who keep pushing forward, even when it feels like nothing is working. They understand that rejection is just a test, a challenge designed to separate the strong from the weak. You can't let rejection be your excuse to quit. If you've been rejected, if you've faced failure, and you're ready to give up, then you don't deserve what's coming to you. You don't deserve success. But if you can stand tall, if you can endure the pain, if you can wait for that seed to sprout, then you will reap the reward. Success isn't handed to you. It's earned through every rejection, every failure, every moment you push through when the world told you to quit. So ask yourself, are you willing to wait? Are you willing to put in the work despite the rejection? Are you willing to endure the test of patience? Because if you are, if you can hold on just a little longer, the reward will be yours. Rejection isn't the end. It's the beginning of your journey. It's the beginning of your growth. And if you can survive the test of patience, you'll see that the success you've been waiting for was always meant to be yours. You're not being rejected. You're being redirected to something far greater than you could have imagined. Rejection. That thing you've been running from. That thing you've been fearing. It's not a dead end. It's a redirection, a rerouting that's guiding you to where you need to be, not where you thought you should be. It's time to stop seeing rejection as a personal attack and start seeing it as an opportunity for growth. The shift in mindset is everything. It's what separates those who remain stuck in the pain of rejection and those who rise above it. The truth is, you cannot control what happens to you. You cannot control the doors that slam in your face. the opportunities that slip through your fingers, or the people who walk away. But here's the kicker. You can control how you respond. And that response, that choice, will determine everything. You can either let rejection crush you, or you can let it fuel you. The choice is yours. A growth mindset is essential for overcoming rejection. It's about seeing rejection as a lesson, not a failure. Every rejection teaches you something valuable, whether you want to admit it or not. It's the universe's way of forcing you to level up, to sharpen your skills, to evolve. Without rejection, there's no growth. Without struggle, there's no strength. The problem is, too many people stay stuck in a fixed mindset, believing that their abilities are set in stone and that rejection means they aren't good enough. But here's the reality. You are good enough. You're more than good enough. The problem is that you're not where you need to be yet, and rejection is just the universe's way of nudging you toward your true path. Embrace it, because it's leading you to something far greater. This is where acceptance comes into play. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or resigning yourself to failure. It means trusting the process. It means trusting that every step you take, every painful moment, is bringing you closer to the person you're meant to be and the life you're meant to live. When you can accept rejection as a part of your journey, you free yourself from the weight of disappointment and fear. You stop resisting the natural flow of things and start embracing the opportunities that rejection is opening up for you. And remember, it's not just about what happens to you. It's about how you respond. You can't control the circumstances, but you can control your attitude. You can control your mindset. And that mindset, your ability to see rejection as a redirection and use it as fuel, will determine whether you thrive or die in the process. The shift in mindset is what will set you apart from the crowd. It's what will turn every setback into a comeback, every failure into a lesson, and every rejection into a stepping stone on your path to success. Stop fearing rejection. Welcome it. Because with every rejection, you're one step closer to the life you're meant to live.